Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to react to a recruitment plan. Now, the guys at the Off the Line blog, they do recruitment plans for all the EFL clubs and also non-league clubs, have done a recruitment plan about Luton and suggested some players for Luton to sign. And in today's video, I'm going to react to it. Before I go into detail about this recruitment plan, can we smash the like button on today's video? Can we hit a like target of 150 likes? It does help the video do a lot better on YouTube. Let me know down in the video comments as well. Are you happy with the players suggested in this recruitment plan? Do you think there are better players out there for Luton to try and sign? Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I make Luton and EFL content. So this recruitment plan by the guys at the Off the Line blog, I will leave a link down in the video description. They talk about the players Luton should sell, players that Luton should loan out, and also the requirements needed for Luton. So let's talk about the players they've suggested Luton to try and sell in this summer window. And I do agree with the players they've listed. So they've said that Thomas Kaminski, Hashioka. As I'm recording this video, Hashioka is rumoured to be leaving Luton. As I'm recording this video, no Luton player has really left the football club apart from the ones we've actually released. So hopefully we see some movement either this week or next week, because pre-season starts soon and you don't really want to have everyone who was pretty much with us last season. We're trying to do a reset at the football club. So yeah, the more players we can get rid of, the better. Ted and Menji, Reece Burke, Tom Holmes, Anderson, Nakamba, Chong, Morris, Woodrow and Brown are also the other names that the guys have suggested Luton should try and sell in this summer window, and I agree with all the names they have listed. They've suggested as well that Jaden Luca and also Josh Phillips should go out on loan in this upcoming year. Now, I wouldn't put them out on loan just yet. Now, as we're now a League One club, we're in another cup competition. We feature a lot sooner in the cup competitions like the FA Cup. So there's a lot more games, there's a lot more opportunities for our younger players to show us what they can actually do. And I think first 6 months, let's see what some of the youngsters can do. And then in the second half of the season, if they're not playing, if they're not featuring, then loan them out to either Football League clubs or top-end National League sides. That's what I personally would do. And I feel like the likes of Jaden Luca, who had a loan spell at Grimsby in League 2 last year, might be knocking on that door for this season in League One. So the requirements which the guys have suggested at the Off the Line blog have gone with a right back. They believe Isaiah Jones should be pushed a lot further forward in the right attacking role, which I do agree. So that does leave Walters and another player to compete with. They've gone with 2 centre backs. They've also gone with a centre mid, a winger and also 2 strikers. I also think as well we do need a left back. Yes, Alfie Doughty can play as a left back, but he's a lot better further forward, just like Isaiah Jones, and I'd rather we actually sign a left back to compete with Joe Johnson for that position. So the right back which the guys have suggested for Luton to try and sign is a guy called Danny Imbre, who plays for Crystal Palace. He was on loan at Bromley in League 2 last year and had a very good season. He featured 40 times, he got 1 goal and got 5 assists. He's a very attacking wing back, likes to get forward, likes to dribble, and after having such a great season in League 2, maybe a loan spell at League 1 side is the right move for his development. He's highly ranked at Crystal Palace, so a loan deal is probably more likely to happen rather than a permanent transfer. He's 21 years old. This is an option for Luton to bring in. I'm a fan of it. I like it. But will Luton bring loan players to the football club? We've not really done that often, especially with youngsters. We like to do loan deals where we can actually get these players in on a permanent basis. So who knows what could happen going forward. But Danny Imbre is an option, and also upon doing my research, apparently Matt Bloomfield actually wanted to bring him to Wickham in the January window before he left the football club. So Matt Bloomfield might go back to a former target. One of the centre-back options which the guys at the Off the Line blog have suggested is Harry Williams, who plays for Walsall. We could get him on a free transfer. He had a very good season with Walsall. For me, this is a really, really good shout. 22 years old. For me, he's very similar to McGuinness in the way he plays. So someone who's really good at winning his aerial battles, throws his body on the line. He played 38 times last year, got 3 goals. But upon doing my research, I don't know how true this is because I haven't seen anything legit. But apparently he did do his Achilles. So if he has done his Achilles, that means he will be out for at least for the first half of next season. Because the Achilles injury, it's a horrible one to get as a professional footballer. So I don't know how true that is, but he is available on a free transfer. So you could pick him up on a free, 22 years old. It's a good shout, but hopefully he's not injured. And the other centre-back which the guys have suggested is Sha Hutchinson, who plays as a centre-back for Millwall. We could also get him as a free transfer. Now, I'm a little bit against this move from happening. He's 34 years old, so he's towards the latter stages of his career. Of course, not fully done yet. He only played 11 times for Millwall last year, and I feel like with Luton, I think we're trying to get short-term, success, and that is to win promotion straight back to the Championship. So the likes of Saville and Naismith, who are towards the latter stages of their careers, they've signed 2-year deals. And I feel like if he was to give a 2-year deal to Hutchinson, he would only be able to do 1 good season out of those 2 years. So I would rather we bring in someone a bit more younger to the football club. But he is a typical proper defender. You have to be if you play for Millwall. Great leader as well, but I just don't think we're the right club for him. Moving on to the wide attacking position, and the guys have suggested that Luton should try and bring on loan from Man City Micah Hamilton. Now, Michael Hamilton, he had 2 loan spells last year. He had 1 loan spell with Middlesbrough in the Championship. He played 16 times for them. And then he had a loan spell with Stockport in League One last year, but only played 5 times. And for me, looking at him, I feel like we can get better. He didn't do well across his 2 loan spells. Didn't play much, didn't get any goals, didn't get any assists. Of course, typical wide attacking players, they're fast, they're skillful, and all that, but he didn't really do anything on the pitch, and that kind of worries me a little bit. Now, I know you probably shouldn't judge players on some loan spells, but from someone who hasn't actually seen him play too often, he didn't really show much, and the stats also kind of back that up. But you never know. Some players do perform well at certain clubs. You need to have that right type of feel at certain things, and maybe we could be that potential club for him. I can understand why the guys have suggested that Luton should try and bring him on loan to the football club. But yeah, not for me. I think we can get someone better. If not, I'd rather go for an unproven player, someone who hasn't maybe had any experience in the Football League, so he's a little bit more raw, and yeah, just see what they could do. Or, promote from within and give the likes of Jayden Luca a go. And that's what I would rather do. I would rather us actually play Jayden Luca, who is an academy player, more than signing someone like Hamilton on loan. And then the 2 strikers which the guys have suggested. So the first one they've suggested is Callum Patterson from Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I'm not too keen on this one. 30 years old, 31 appearances last season, 8 goals and 2 assists. Defensively, he's very good and he can play in multiple positions. He is like the Cal Naismith, but further forward. He's actually a really good right back in my opinion. As a striker, I'm not a fan, but as a right back, I could be potentially persuaded. Really good in the air as well. But yeah, as a striker, I'm not keen. I'd rather go for someone much younger. I'm also looking at the squad itself, and we've got quite a lot of players towards the latter stages of their careers. So you look at the likes of James Shea, you've got Cal Naismith, Saville, you've also got Nakamba, you've got Clark, you've got Morris towards the latter stages, you've got Woodrow as well. So you've got quite a lot of players more towards the second half of their careers, and signing more 30-year-olds would make that, the average age of the squad increase. So I would rather go for someone a little bit younger, like the second person they've suggested for Luton to sign, and he goes by the name of Dale Taylor. Now, you might be familiar with that name because I've spoken about Dale Taylor on my videos before. He is one striker I would love Luton to try and bring to the football club. He does play for Nottingham Forest, but he had a loan spell at Wigan last season in League One. He played 48 times. He got 11 goals, 7 assists at Wigan. dribbling, he's really good in the air. There's not many weaknesses about his game, and I really, really like him. If Luton could pull that transfer off, I'd be very happy. Now, I actually think, although the guys have suggested a loan move for Dale Taylor, that we could actually do this on a permanent transfer. Now, he is 21. He turns 22 this year. Nottingham Forest in Europe. For the profit and sustainability rules, the PSR, they would like to probably sell a lot of their young academy players. And I don't know how much of a future Dale Taylor has at Nottingham Forest. He definitely is a good player, don't get me wrong. But he might not be breaking into their first team anytime soon. And to bring him in on a permanent deal, I think we could potentially do it. Yes, we would have to spend some cash. Yes, we would be looking at least over £3 million, in my opinion. But if you were looking at the figures which we were trying to bring Richard Kone in, I feel like we could do roughly similar with Dale Taylor. I do really like him. So hopefully Luton maybe one day could bring him to the football club. But look, as we all know, still plenty of business to be done. We need to do a lot of, movement in the next 2 weeks before pre-season starts, and fingers crossed we can get certain players out of the football club and also bring in a couple more additions. I do think myself that we do need a left back at least. We need some wide attacking players and also a striker. So at least 3 to 4 players I think we need to sign. And then that, of course, that number could be increased depending on how many players do leave the football club. And we, of course, do need to replace the ones that do leave. But yeah, that is the end of today's video. Let me know what you think down in the video comments. Drop a like on today's video as well if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media. The link to this recruitment plan, which has a lot more detail, I've just given you some highlights, will be down in the video description. So make sure you go and check out the guys' article down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.